Now today we're going to be going over the different eye abilities in bluelock and what kind of ability each of them possess. Now this information is in collab with Soggy Impact, so make sure you guys go check him out on TikTok. There are many different eye abilities in bluelock now, and each one has its own distinct skill set for it. I also like how for certain eyes like Metavision and Predator Eye, they can act differently for each person that uses it. Bluelock continues to add cool effects for these eyes, and I have no doubt that we will see even more eye abilities as the series goes on, and many more characters will gain the already existing abilities. Now first we have the white eyes. Now the white eyes are shown when a player is fully concentrated in the action they are doing. It showcases a full extent of focus and only happens usually in a big moment, like someone about to score or stop someone. One example is when Asagi had white eyes when concentrating on shooting his left leg, but immediately lost it since KiiNGKhyy figured out that his left foot is only about 40% useful. Another example is Nico when he stops Asagi. He fully concentrates on the ball using his Metavision, but when stopping Asagi, he fully concentrates on making sure that he does not go anywhere with the ball. We also see Nagi here as he has white eyes when he focuses on scoring a goal in the under 20 match. We have seen the white eyes plenty of times now in bluelock, and it really does come at close moments to say the least. These are one of the earliest eyes we've seen in bluelock, and it is not flow as it only appears for a moment and not for an extended period of time. The white eyes are a pretty simple design, and after seeing it many times now, it is a good theory to showcase that it is only for a specific moment, therefore it is different from being in flow or having an awakening. Now we have the aura eyes. These are the eyes that show a flame around the eye. Aura eyes is when aura is flowing from a player's eyes, and this indicated a spark in the player's ego. It could also be an indicator that this person is to reach flow soon. A perfect example of this is when Nico gets aura eyes pumping him up because he finds out how Metavision works. This happened because Nico understands that he will evolve even further in this game, and the aura eyes precisely captures that. Also in the latest few chapters, Kaiser had the aura eyes, and there was a spark in his ego from the frustration of being marked by Lorenzo. He finally has his way and enters flow later on to score that incredible Kaiser impact shot. We have seen these aura eyes a lot, and especially in Asagi because the author shows us internal dialogue from Asagi a lot, as he is always analyzing things inside of his brain, which gives him a pump in his ego to go out and do something. We have seen this time and time again, and the eyes surely reflect that. Bluelock has shown us many moments of intensity and high-paced matches that set the stage. The aura eyes perfectly capture when a player is ready to get on a roll and put on a show. I like these eyes because they really help showcase not only the player's aura, but the ego that captivates it. Next we have flow eyes. Now there are two different types of flow eyes. We have the crystal clear eyes of flow and the black eyes of flow. First, let's start with the crystal clear eyes. Now the crystal clear eyes means that this person is in a full flow state. Now we know that flow is a state of total immersion. It is when someone is so absorbed in something that they do not notice the passage of time, taking enjoyment in the process. Their brain enters a state of excitement, and that is flow. Asagi learns that egocentrism is also a way to enter flow as you become the protagonist of your story, concentrating on a single thing. Asagi enters flow against Kaiser when his challenge to enter flow was to dethrone him. Because of this, he taps into flow to make Kaiser the clown of his story. Shido also enters flow in the under 20 match, when he hits his insane bicycle kick goal as his challenge was to score a super goal that only he could do. KiiNGKhyy also has the crystal clear eyes, indicating that he reached flow when his challenge was to be the final wall and stop bluelock at all costs. Now these are not confirmed, but it is a good indication of flow as we have seen this design many times now when flow is mentioned. Crystal clear eyes are a lot different than the black flow eyes, and I will explain why. Now for the black eyes, this indicates an awakening state or being momentarily in flow. It is different from the crystal clear eyes because it is not as long as the real flow. One example of this is when Asagi was using Metavision subconsciously and tapped into the flow to defeat Rin and Shido. This was not a full flow because he only used it in that exact moment to win, making it momentarily. When Batra awakened in the second selection against Asagi's team, he also had the black eyes, which gave him flow in that exact moment to try and score. Bar was also able to momentarily reach flow as well in the second selection when he experiences an awakening to score the last goal. The crystal clear flow eyes mainly indicates a challenge for a character that they have won, whereas the black eyes of flow comes from despair. Each time a player mainly has the black eyes, it comes from a time where they are struggling and need an awakening to pull off something new. We've seen this now many times, and the biggest example of this is Rin. Rin could not do anything else in the under 20 match and could feel the despair and shame he would get if he lost to his brother Sai. Because of this, Rin turns into a completely different person that we have not seen before and awakens to change his playstyle. His black eyes appeared and he was in flow for a moment, indicating the black eyes. The only person being questioned of despair for black eyes is Loki. Now as I said, the black flow eyes look like they mainly come from a moment of despair for a character, but Loki has the black eyes here where he taps into flow for a moment from passing Asagi. Now we know he didn't go into flow for the whole time, but he also didn't feel despair from the match at all. Loki is an exception to this theory, and I don't know why he tapped into flow for that moment, as he did not have any challenge or despair that would have needed for him to go into flow. Next we have Metavision. Metavision is a fourth dimensional vision, a godlike vision that stands above that of everyone else. You can see the future before it happens pretty much. Now I think each player so far that has used Metavision is using it differently than the other, and I'll explain each one. First we have Rio. Rio was only using his Metavision subconsciously to help make Nagi the best player on the field. With Rio's Metavision, his sense and body became much sharper. He could think and move at a super fast pace and could notice everyone around him. Because of this, he could look at everyone like pawns as he tries to make the best pass for Nagi. I like how in this panel Rio is deciding whether to pass to Nagi from behind KiiNGKhyy or behind Asagi, but with Rio's insight and understanding of Nagi, he knows that his dream is to crush Asagi, so he passes it over to Asagi's way to help Nagi achieve his goals. What's also interesting here is that in that moment, Rio has a crystal clear eye and a black flow eye. This could indicate that he is awakened from his despair of losing Nagi and also completed his challenge of helping Nagi reaching both flows. Rio really is in a class of his own with his chameleon technique. Now we have Asagi's Metavision. Asagi mainly uses his Metavision to see the entire field and predict what's going to happen. He can see the entire field and understand not only the flow of the game, but also who's going where to do what and what's going to happen next. He pairs this up with egocentrism to realize everyone has their own protagonism, and if you can crush that, you can lower their level of performance. Because of this, he was able to manipulate everyone on the field and become a godlike being. Asagi is able to even analyze two people's chemical reactions and calculate where their egocentrisms intersect so he meets them in the middle to stop them. With this, he is able to stop Rio and Nagi's combination of super goals. Asagi is able to use his Metavision well in defense and offense. As on offense, he sees many different options to go, but at first lacked the physical ability to get there. For Noel Noah helps him and opens up his options. Next we have Nico. Now Nico mainly uses his Metavision by diverting most of his attention on tracking the ball. His Metavision is not as powerful as Asagi's, but it can help for being a ball tracker on a team. With this, he can sense when the ball and another person is in a dangerous spot and will go for it to get it. From a little help from Asagi though, Nico is now working on seeing over the entire field instead of solely focusing on the ball, and now he is catching every bit of information circulating within it. I have no doubt his Metavision will get even better as he is bluelock's watchtower and has one of the best vision skills in bluelock. Now we have KiiNGKhyy. Now KiiNGKhyy mostly uses his Metavision in the same way as Asagi, not looking at the ball and capturing the whole field. He can see the future just like Asagi, and with his Metavision he's able to find his shot course faster than anyone else, and get there to pair his Metavision with this KiiNGKhyy impact. We see this in the latest chapter as KiiNGKhyy uses his Metavision to look around him and find the best spot immediately to know where to score from. His Metavision is amazing, and I think he still has the best vision skills in bluelock so far. It is also theorized that Sai had Metavision during the under 20 match, but this is not confirmed as we did not see a Metavision assigned from him in his eyes. Now we have Aiku's Metavision. Aiku mainly uses his Metavision to analyze and break down the specs of his opponents. It works differently than the other Metavision users. Because of this ability, Aiku can spot weaknesses easily in opponents and knows exactly where to place himself to shut it down. This was seen when he realized that Asagi's left foot shot was only at 40% power, something that no one else was able to realize. Aiku can also see the positions of friends and foes, and his body can receive all of it exponentially. Aiku has probably the best reflexes in bluelock, so that mixed with Metavision combines with an insane skill set. And last but not least, we have Predator Vision. Now Predator Vision is an ability that requires your vision to focus on a 1v1 duel with a goalkeeper. You wait for the moment the goalkeeper drops their guard, then you shoot. Baro has been seen to use this as he constantly keeps the goalkeeper in his sight to know when to strike. A vision that specializes in outreading the goalkeeper to mass produce goals. KiiNGKhyy is also speculated to have Predator Vision, but his works differently than Baro. KiiNGKhyy does not look for a blind spot in the goalkeeper, but rather looks for where to angle his KiiNGKhyy impact shot. We've seen these cat-like eyes from KiiNGKhyy only when he is near the goal, and each time it shows him looking for a spot to kick the ball at. I think KiiNGKhy's Metavision helps him get to a spot to score, and then his Predator Vision lets him see where the best spot is in the net to score. This is all just a theory, but I do think that KiiNGKhyy has Predator Vision and uses it in his own way. There's also speculation that Rin has Predator Vision, as he did the same thing before when blinding himself from the goalie to score a goal in the third selection. Well, these are all of the eye abilities in bluelock, and I have no doubt that we will continue to see more and more. The abilities have been great to see, and I hope we do get more as Metavision has started to become more normal as we see higher competition. The introduction of Predator Vision was okay, but right now it is only confirmed that Baro has this ability. What other type of eye abilities do you think could be brought into bluelock, and how will they work? If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.